Alrighty guys, in this episode we're going to be doing a tour of our second-hand off-road caravan. So most van tours you see on YouTube are probably the brand new caravans like the Titaniums, the Zone RVs, but we figured a second-hand van is probably a bit more relatable to most people, especially if you don't want to throw in 80 or 120 grand, whatever a brand new van is these days, and if you don't want to borrow money either. So this is what's in a second-hand off-road caravan. The way that we're going to lay this out is basically we're going to have different sections for each part of the caravan. So if there's something that you're interested in, you can just skip straight ahead to that. We won't be offended. We're happy that you've got something out of the video. Okay, let's do it. Yewww! So we have a Brilliant Caravan. They're the manufacturers. They're a small family-owned company in Melbourne, and we have got the Cobra XL version. We don't know how long it is though, actually. You want to measure it?
Yeah, right.
We're going to measure the caravan.
Like just the body of it, 17'7".
So the caravan body itself is 17.7 feet. So that's 535 centimeters.
About 24 foot.
And including the drawbar, it is 24 foot, which is 732 centimeters or 7.32 meters. So there you go. Back to the rest of the video. So this is a single axle caravan. We've got some good quality tyres on here. So these are Discovery Coopers all-terrain 3s. So they're not any cheap Chinese tyre, which I think some caravan manufacturers can put on. So we're really happy with those. We have the full independent suspension on the van by Shockmasters. The caravan weight, for anyone that's wondering, the van has a tear of 2080 tonnes. No, the van has a tear weight of 2,080 kilos and an ATM of 2,600 kilos. So we've got 520 to play with, which is huge on a single axle caravan. The towable weight is actually quite high. It sits at 240 kilos, which generally most vans, they'd probably be at 160 to 180. That's probably the biggest downside we had of the weights of the van. We can only really put in sort of 20, 30 kilos to keep that 10% rule, for anyone that's aware of that. So that's the only downfall, but we've still made it work, to be honest. The hitch that we have on the caravan is a DO35 Hitchmaster. The DO35 was a must for us when we were looking for an off-road van. We really wanted that articulation with the car, but also if the van did roll over, it's not going to take the car with it. Although I have heard stories that the car does still roll. That is the hitch that we run on this caravan. All right. Now, we're going to go into the electrical part of the caravan. So we run two 120 amp hour Yewww batteries. The original batteries in this caravan were lead acid and they weighed 37 kilograms each, which is insane. So 74 kilos of just battery weight. The main reason we got these lithium batteries is one, the weight. We saved 52 kilos in weight. Number two, they can discharge at a much higher rate. Number three, you can drop them down to 20% and you're not going to harm the life of the battery. The lead acid batteries, you can only take them down to 50%, and then if you go below that, you start to damage them. So you only really have half battery capacity than what you actually have. One of the main reasons we got these batteries is for their Bluetooth compatibility. So we can hook this up to our phone and we can see the current draw at any given time, which is absolutely awesome. And we can also see the current coming in if we're charging through the solar on the roof, charging through the blanket, or we've got the generator running. It's honestly really handy, and we can just see if we need to charge them or not. So that was a big plus for us. All the lithium batteries these days have a full BMS built into them, and these aren't any different. Got the over voltage where they'll just go into a safe mode and you can't put any more voltage into them. They also have an IP67 rating, so they're waterproof to 30 minutes, and they're also dust proof, which is just all the things you want when you're traveling around in Australia in the outback. The three ways to charge our batteries are: we have 240 watts of solar on the roof of the caravan, a 25 amp hour DC charger, a 300 watt solar blanket, and a 3.5 kilowatt generator. Our solar blanket and our generator are both from Yewww. They just have hundreds of good reviews. They make good quality products. We like that they're able to throw their products out to different content creators and that they support content creators. but we are not sponsored by iTech World, okay?
We just love their product.
We just love their products. We're not sponsored by them. For the 240 watts of solar on the roof, we use a 20 amp hour Victron charge controller. We use a 30 amp hour Victron charge controller for the solar blanket. And we use a Victron IP67 AC DC charger to charge our batteries from 240 volt power. The reason we've chosen Victron Energy for our controllers is, first of all, they're a really well-known product. I think they're probably the biggest guys in charge controllers. Number two is most controllers will do this anyway. They are able to sense what voltage the battery's at. So say the battery's down to 30%, the Victron controllers will bulk charge it and able to bring that up much quicker. Whereas if the battery's at, say, 85, 90%, they'll run a float charge and it won't pump as many amps into the battery. That was a big thing for us. We had a real shitty solar controller for the solar on the roof. It would just keep pumping amps into the battery, keep going, and then the battery would eventually be over voltaged. So it's not a good thing to have. Number three is, like the iTech World batteries, the Victron have a Bluetooth compatibility. So we can hook it up to our phone, whether it's the 20 amp, the 30 amp controller, or the battery charger. You can see the current coming in from the sun or the amps coming in through the battery charger. That's a huge thing for us. We love that. And also, if we've got the solar blanket, we know where we can position it to another spot and maybe get a few more amps. But we love the Bluetooth compatibility because we're young and we like Bluetooth. We have 3 Anderson leads on the front of the Caravan. So this one will run our fridge off of 12 volt when we're driving. This one will come off of the DC-DC charger in the car's canopy and charge the Caravan batteries. And then this red one will run the Caravan stability control. So the fridge and the stability control lead are in line with a VSR in the car's bonnet. So as soon as the voltage hits 12.8 volts, the VSR will cut the circuit and then these will stop drawing from the car's starter battery. So luckily we don't have a smart alternator in the car, so we can easily put in a VSR. Plumbing. So we have a 20 litre cassette toilet that we can just take out when it's full, dump it, and then we can just continue on with the day. We have no grey water tank. We've got 4 pipes. We've got one for the kitchen sink, we've got one for the shower, one for the washing machine, and then one for the bathroom sink. When we have mains water, we connect it onto here, runs through this filter, and then it will run down the green hose through the black lines, and we have mains water. We also have a water filter under the sink for drinking water, and then the third filter is our inline filter that we put on the hose when we're filling up the tanks. We have a 22 litre Suburban hot water system. It takes roughly half an hour to fill up that full 22 litres of water, and that tank just sits underneath our lounge in the Caravan. This hot water system runs off of gas. You can also run off of 240 volt, but you do need 12 volt power if you're off grid. You do need the little igniter pile light to start warming up that water. And so that amount of hot water can easily do 2 showers, as long as you're not running the water the whole time. You just turn it off when you're soaping up, and also it does the dishes as well. So it's more than enough for us too. We have 2 95 litre freshwater tanks, which means we have 190 litres of water in total. That will generally last us about 1 week. But when you're doing this shit, it really doesn't last that long. Oh, that is quite Heating and cooling. To warm up our Caravan, we use a 2.2 kilowatt Airtronic diesel heater made by Spatcher. Within 10 to 15 minutes, the Caravan is noticeably a lot warmer. So these diesel heaters, they only use probably 0.3 litres of fuel an hour, and we have a 10 litre tank on the back of the Caravan. It lasts a long time and it works an absolute treat. The hot air that the diesel heater pushes out comes out of this vent, and we can turn them around if we want to orientate it a bit. For cooling, we've installed 2 Sirocco fans. We've got one here and we've got one over there. These guys only draw 0.3 amps an hour, so you can run them all night and you only use 5 amps if you have 2 of them. They work an absolute treat. And we also have a Belair 3200 aircon. This guy is 240 volts, so we need a Caravan park or a generator to run it, but we are still yet to use it. Our last section is the miscellaneous section, We didn't know where to put these, so we just made a miscellaneous section. So, in the miscellaneous section, we have a little clothesline called a Ven line. A gas bayonet. This way we can just run our little Weber. We can have it sit on the ground, or we can get a table. We can just have them run out of this guy. And there's just a valve here. We can crack that open, and yeah, Bob's your uncle. We have a 3-way fridge. So when we're off grid, this guy runs off of gas. When we are driving, it runs off the Caravan batteries, and then when we're at a caravan park or we're a generator, it'll run off with a 240 volt. We have a spot for a high lift jack on here. On the independent suspension, we have a spot for like a little bottle jack, and it's only that far off the ground, so it doesn't take much to crank it up. We have a 3 kilogram top load washing machine, which we're still yet to use. A stone guard to give us some frontal protection on the Caravan. It'll stop the rocks hitting the front of the van, but then they'll bounce off this and hit the back of the car. So yeah, it's good and it's bad. Jerry can holders. A nice little toolbox. A hydraulic jockey wheel / jack, which comes with a wheel. We also have a tunnel boot to store things in. What do you think of that?
Yeah, good.
Alrighty everyone, we hope you enjoyed the episode. You alright?
You're flicking around in my hair.
We hope you enjoyed that video. We had heaps of fun making it.
It was so good, wasn't it?
I think Caitlin had more fun than me, to be honest. Never been in so many awkward positions in my life.
Yeah.
We hope that you enjoyed yourselves, or you might have learned something, got something out of it. But thanks heaps for sticking through the end. Alrighty, that's gonna be it. Cool. Peace out, guys.
Signing off.
Our grey water, we've got 4. Oh, fuck's sake. I don't know if they can't see because the aircon's in the way. So this is, what are you laughing at?
Every time I start, you do a little jiggle.
I'm not going to be standing like this. So this is a single axle Caravan. Alright, so first section. Oh, not electrical, it's advanced specifications.
Alright, let's come back.
Let's come back. So we use 2 120 amp hour iTech well batteries.
Yes.
Float charge, and it won't pump as many currents in.
Won't pump as many currents in.
as there. We have a 22 litre hot water Suburban. No, we have a 22 litre We have